Okay, the final module is survival tips and tricks. And this is probably the most lighthearted of all the modules that you all have been through so far. And if you've reached this point, thank you all so much. I cannot say thank you enough for being a summer camp counselor. It is incredibly rewarding, but it is also incredibly challenging. And so I appreciate it. I was a teen counselor and an adult counselor myself. And so I can completely empathize with everything that you all go through in your cabins and the work that you put in to make sure that campers have a fantastic experience. And really, we absolutely cannot do camp without you. And so that's why you giving your time and your talents, your enthusiasm, your energy is so incredibly important. And myself, the other 4-H agents, we really appreciate the summer camp counselors, all of our teen and adult counselors being at camp. So this I'll take you through. This one will have a little bit more personal insight into it, and so we'll talk a little bit more about that. So um, the physical demands of being in a cabin setting and making sure that we are taking care of the needs of all of those campers and our individual counselors and being communicative and that and handling issues, being excited when we need to be, all the things that go along with camp, they can kind of zap us out and zap our energy and be stressful. So hopefully this can give you some ideas on how to handle that. So this will be how to teach you a little bit how to be a effective camp leader and have fun while you're at camp, how to manage your camp schedule and your activities, and manage your stress while you're at camp. And this is important to make sure that you stay on top of your game and make sure you can stay focused on the camper experience and making sure that they're taken care of, that they're safe, that they're learning, and that they're having a good time while they're at camp. So many times leaders and campers should know what is expected of them and know what is told to campers, what is expected. Cabin leaders should have a cabin meeting right out of the gate. This is what my expectations are. This is what, like in the morning, I expect. This is when we clean up. This is what I expect. As we move around about the campgrounds, this is what I expect. And so, as long as they have those expectations up front, it makes it a lot easier to move forward with the rest of the week. Cabin expectations, everyone is treated with respect. These are things that you can talk with your campers about. This will be included. This PDF will be included with your in the email, and so you can refer back to these. Need to follow all the camp rules. We need to listen to other people while they're talking. Keep our hands and feet to ourselves. We don't hit, shove, push, kick, any of those kinds of things. We don't tolerate name calling, put downs, or profanity. We want everyone to have a fun week at camp. If you listen and follow the rules, we'll do all we can to make sure you have fun. If you have a problem, tell one of the leaders. We want everybody to have a great time at camp. If you don't exercise, so if in order to get yourself ready, if you don't exercise regularly, I mean, we're a week out from camp, so it may be a little bit late now, and I'll try and help with that. So as we travel about the campgrounds, if you, I'll provide everybody with a camp chair so that you can take those and we'll have a side by side. You can load all of those up in the side by side and I can transport those everywhere that you need to go. If you do have a physical ailment, um, feel free to ask, and I may be able to provide a ride, but we also need to make sure that we have coverage for our campers as they move about the campgrounds as well. So I may be able to provide some transportation, but not transportation to everybody at all at the same time. Make sure that you bring comfortable pairs of shoes. You bring something at night to kind of relax yourself, to a book to read, a night light or a flashlight or a headlamp or something. Um, this says you may want to purchase some inexpensive gifts or prizes. If you think of anything between now and next Monday, the 13th, please feel free to send those to me in an email at eric, eric.conley, COMLEY, at uky.edu. Get a good night's sleep before you leave for camp. You need to make sure that you start off rested. I would also make sure that you drink plenty of water before you start camp. That way you don't go into the situation dehydrated. About 90% of all people on the planet are dehydrated. So camp is basically just a microcosm of everywhere else. We're all dehydrated. So make sure that you drink plenty of water. Bring some ideas for cabin fun in case of rainy days. Bring a clipboard to carry, camp schedule, and other lists. I would encourage a backpack to put everything in so that you can move around as well. Managing the schedule, each leader will have a list of KP duties that your cabin must complete for at least one meal. Review these and make assignments before KP. Mostly that's just going to be wiping off tables and sweeping. But it's knowing when to do that. Campers have a tendency to like, oh, let me go, I'm finished eating, so let me go grab a rag and start wiping around other people. And you're sloshing water and soapy water and everything else into other people's food. Please make sure that you talk to your campers about waiting until they see an adequate space so that they can wipe that down. And they need to be aware that they don't need to be sloshing water all over the place and getting into people's food. So have that conversation with them before you all have KP. And that's in the schedule, and I'll include the camp schedule again in this email so that you can see when your cabin or when your team will have KP. Make up a schedule for evening and morning showers. There will be assigned showers in each of the bathhouses. Please only use those assigned showers. Uh, um, that way we can make sure that everybody gets through at a time. There should be a leader in the shower house at all times, being paying attention to what's going on. Once again, you should not, absolutely not, have your phone in there or not have your phone out. If you take a speaker in there and you're playing music, that's fine, but it should not be. You should put your phone away. If you're going to create a playlist or something like that, that's completely fine as well, but your phone should not be out in the bathhouse. But you all will need a counselor, at least one counselor in each cabin will need to stay in the bathhouse until everybody is out from their cabin. After each meal, review the camp schedule with campers, let them know what's going on, and then that'll prevent a lot of what are we doing next. We're going to try and come up with schedules all over the campground so that they have access to those schedules as well. Learn your campers' first names. We've talked about that. Get acquainted, ask them questions, communicate with them, talk to them, ask them what their experience has been at camp. Are they having a good time? If there was something that they could change about camp, what is it that they would change about camp? If we were going to do a theme at camp, what would they want the theme to be? So ask them some questions about camp. That helps us in the evaluation process so that we can figure out what's good about camp, what needs to be changed about camp, what we could do better, what we can't do better. And we can't do anything obviously about the weather. We can't make it less hot. We can't make it less rainy. So we would but everything else, we may have some level of control over. Polar bear swim, if they're going to get up with polar bear or get up for polar bear swim on Tuesday, establish some sort of idea of how you want to do that. Whether that's a sock at the end of the bed, whether that is a list that you create the night before of everybody that's going to get up, whatever it might be. And make sure that you have a good time. And remember that campers are generally hilarious. They'll say just about anything, they'll do just about anything. And sometimes if you just watch a camper, like when they're moving through a line and you see how they interact with people, it can be incredibly hilarious. It's not something you need to walk up and be like, I saw what you were doing. That was hilarious. That sounds weird. But just watching campers, just watching and listening and interacting with campers, and other counselors, you're going to have a great time. Keep a sense of humor at camp. Recognizing stress, camp is fun, but it can be stressful. Campers will be in unfamiliar settings, so you may get some homesickness. You may have some situations that you're dealing with in a camp, in a cabin. If you're involved in an activity or a class, things may be going on at camp that's stressful. And we want to try and help you as much as possible. In the agent's office, which is located in the basement of the main office building, if you're looking straight at the main office building where the HCP is located, and you go to the left down over the hill, there will be a big green door that's there. That's the agent's office, and that's going to be where we have our counselor lounge. We will have drinks and we will have snacks in there. There will be some couches that you can sit down on. And so go in there, spend 5, 10, 15 minutes, probably no more than 15 minutes. And at appropriate times on the schedule, you also need to communicate that with your fellow counselor and or counselors and let them know, hey, I'm going to go to the counselor lounge for just a few minutes. I'll be right back and rotate through that. Okay. But if you're supposed to be somewhere, like if we're at field games and you're like, hey, I'm going to go to the counselor lounge right now, that's an inappropriate time. But if you're in the cabin, if you are at the swimming pool and you're not doing pool spotting, tell one of your counselors, hey, I'm going to run over to the counselor lounge for a few minutes, grab a drink, grab a snack, sit down, eat it, and I'll be right back. And be rotating out. Take a break. If there's a particularly stressful situation that you directly are involved in, and you can walk away for a few minutes, as long as you're not walking away and leaving a camper alone, as long as you're not walking away and leaving a situation that needs to be handled immediately, handled, then take a step away. Relax, deep breaths, all the things that you need to do to relax. Uh, you know, then let's figure out an appropriate way to relax while we're at camp. Campers won't often have the words to tell you how they're feeling. Instead, they act out their emotions through their behaviors. Keep an eye on that. Some common ways campers and sometimes leaders may act out in stress is crying for no reason, temper tantrums, being afraid, not eating, overeating, nightmares, whining, fighting, withdrawing from others, emotions that are out of control, and destructive behavior. If you feel like you are heading in the direction of any of those, please feel free to contact me. I do not want you all to go to camp and feel like the burden of the world is always on you. Have a conversation with your fellow counselors. Hey, I need to step away for a few minutes. I'm feeling stressed. But if we've been there for 15 minutes and you're already feeling stressed, that's a little unusual. If on Wednesday or Thursday, hey, you're feeling a little bit stressed, then I completely understand and make sure that you're taking those appropriate breaks so that you can walk away and get a little bit of peace of mind before you go back into it. Dealing with stress, fatigue is one of the biggest reasons. So when you have the time to just take a seat, lay down, relax, rest, do that. And once again, these are conversations that you need to have with your counselors. Hey, I'm just going to lay over here and relax. If you can keep an eye on them, the next time you have cabin time, hey, I laid down the last time. I'll keep an eye on everybody this time. You take a break, relax, go to the counselor lounge, whatever. And then remember, counselors, you all are in this together and you need to encourage one another, help one another, uh, be a team with one another. Sometimes we feel like, oh, I'm doing everything in this cabin and this other counselor is not doing anything. And so if you feel like that's the situation, let me know. But everybody has a different idea. But if you, once again, not only communicating expectations with your campers, but also communicating expectations with your other counselors as well. Like, hey, I'm looking forward to being in camp with you. I'm looking forward to being in the cabin with you. whatever it is that we can do. These are some of the expectations I have. Hey, I like to swim. I like to be in the pool. So if I'm the person that's going to be at the pool, then that's great. If you don't like to be at the pool, whatever it might be, but you all work out that between you all. And if I need to be involved in that process, I can be involved in that process as well. Laughter is a great stress reliever. Just observing your campers sometimes can be funny, and how they decide to do things um, can be funny. And then, just the whole experience of camp is really entertaining. The camper that goes to camp that, is has finally decided that he or she really likes to dance, and or you look and you see me dancing and you're like, oh, that's the most horrifying thing that I've ever seen. Then, I can, jokes don't bother me. I mean, I'm completely fine. So, but having something to laugh about throughout the day can be great. If you're struggling, please talk to somebody. Please talk to me. We can figure out something, but please have a conversation. Prevention is key. Waiting in line. So I am providing everybody, and I think I've already taken them away, but I am providing everybody with a little speaker. So all of our cabins, you'll have an individual speaker. And so if you want to, use your phone, play some music on it, music needs to be appropriate, but you can play that. You can, uh, at night, maybe you can play some ocean sounds or whatever it is. If we need night lights at night, those if we can get Christmas lights, whatever it might be, but find some ways to kind of prevent problems, make it a little bit more enjoyable, make camp and those times when we're in those waiting periods, make them a little bit easier. That could be with games, that could be with music, that can be with conversation. Um, Whatever it may be, making those times a little bit more fun can help you get through it. Bedtime, this is when a lot of people have a lot of stresses. Everyone has stories about campers that won't go to sleep. I'm sure that you could ask any counselor that's been to camp before, about campers that just don't want to go to sleep. And sometimes, especially that first night, you may have to be excessively patient with campers as they kind of work through, I'm away from home and I need to go to sleep. So when we get to the cabin, um, we when we that's why we do the reflections at night. That's why we sing the song at night, is so that we can take this camp experience from way up here at the energy level and start to bring it down. Once you get back to the cabin, starting to bring it down. Shower time, starting to bring it down. And eventually, hopefully, you're getting those campers way down enough to where they feel relaxed, they feel like they can go to bed, and we can work towards the next day. Making gradual changes, and so we we just talked a little bit about that about like gradually cooling down or slowing down. Obviously, avoiding caffeine and sugar after dinner, and so it will be souvenirs only at night. And so, but trying to reduce the amount of sugar intake at night can be incredibly helpful as well. These are the multiple choice questions. Okay, before I let you go with this one, once again, thank you all so much for being a summer camp counselor during the Garrett Woodford Scott week. We cannot do it without you. I have for everybody. So like for this one is Parker's, okay? For everybody, and some of you all have already picked these up, but these are battery chargers. And so they have all the cords on the back, and obviously your name is on them. And so each person is going to get one of these. These are not only for you to use at camp, but these are for you to keep. And so we hope that you understand how much we appreciate you all at camp. The other thing is too is that as we and everybody gets one of, or every counselor will get one of those. So teens and adults. The other part of that is too is that um, as you are thinking about camp coming up in just a little over a week away, if there are drinks, I'm going to be the one that's going to be purchasing drinks. Kyle Hamlin in Woodford County is going to be purchasing the snacks. So if there are snacks or drinks that you would like to see at camp, remembering that we have to be relatively peanut free. But if there's things that you would like to see at camp, drinks and snacks, please send me a text message, 859-509-6606, or you can email me at Eric, ERIC.Comley, COMLEY. I'm trying to think of other things schedule wise that we have coming up. Oh, as far as Monday morning is concerned, and I'll include this written in my email, but please try and be here at 7:15. I will have assignments for you all. And those people that'll be working at the registration booth, those people that'll be working in lice checks, those people that will be working at luggage, and that way we can hopefully do that as efficiently as possible. I do need um, an adult to ride, at least one adult to ride each bus. We have three buses. We'll probably split the girls up into two buses, and then the boys will all be on one bus. So I need three adults to ride one, at least one on each individual. Teen counselors, you do not have an option. You will ride the bus. Even if you have a parent who is going, you will ride the bus. Even if you have your driver's license, you will ride the bus. So please make sure that you are prepared to do that. Um, and then I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I'll have t-shirts for you here. When you arrive, they're kind of a purple shirt, a heather purple shirt, and then I also have shirts for you all to hand out on Thursday night. They should not be handed out before then, but for everybody to wear on Friday. Okay. So if you have anything, if you see anything that you're like, oh, I need this at camp, this would really help me out at camp. These are some things I'd like to have in my cabin. We'll have cabin boxes for you in each of your individual cabins, but if there's something that you want in there or something that you need at camp, please, please, please communicate that to me, and I'll do my best to get those into your possession. All right. Well, thank you all so much, and I will, unless I see you beforehand, I will see you on Monday, July the 13th, 2026 at 7:15 a.m. Thank you very much.